Thank you very much, Chris, and good morning, ladies, gentlemen. We are very grateful to have you here with us today, and I'd like to think this is not just because you like us and you like our people and company, even though it's a pleasant thought of mine. I'd like to think that we're here because we want to acknowledge, we want to understand, reflect, and ultimately resolve a challenge in regional aviation together. And as the summer season comes to an end, the fall season comes in, allow me a little metaphor. That of a long fall in regional networks, but not a fall like, turning leaves brown and getting leaves down the trees, not as pretty as this. A fall that has, over time, eliminated 800 routes on the regional space since year 2000. 800 routes eliminated. You can guess how significant this is, how many communities have lost direct connections to others, how many communities have lost air service at all. And as the leader in regional aircraft manufacturing, we cannot stay idle. We take it at heart. Our mission is to accelerate sustainable connections. Our mission is to provide the most suitable aircraft to serve these communities in a profitable and more sustainable manner. That's why we are in business, and that means a lot to us. So connected or correlated with this loss of regional networks is, of course, the meltdown of the in-service fleet. As an example, here on the screen you see the 50-seater regional jet fleet evolution from 2015 to 2025. How? Do we see signs of spring, as we say? Actually, there's an interesting one. This fleet has been stabilizing in the last couple of years with the introduction or conversion of larger modules into triple-class 50-seat products like the CRJ550. That's interesting, right? That tells us there is demand where maybe a more premium cabin offering, a more premium service can make sense in that segment. But make no mistake, as you will see in our first session, the trend, the outlook of the regional fleet for the 50-seater is going down. And that's where we need to act. So we will see that in the first session. But I don't want to be just cynical today. I also want to give a more positive outlook. And here we are. Because I fundamentally believe we are not in regional aviation alone, we are in regional mobility. So we have been conducting vast analysis of mobility patterns across the United States. Give a few figures. This is about 8 billion trips that are occurring between cities. We call it intercity trips of more than 100 nautical miles. 8 billion trips that we have monitored. 75% of which are within 100 to 400 nautical miles. That's probably where the relevance of our product is. That's 6 billion trips. And can you guess, because this is all modes of transport combined, can you guess what is the share, the market share of air travel in those 6 billion trips? 4%. 4% of those 6 billion trips are made by air today. To give you a benchmark, because here we talk about the US, it probably extends to 7, 8, or 9% in some countries, depending on geography, demography, you name it. So I am not saying we can double that overnight. What I'm saying, if you focus on the creamiest, on the most interesting 1%, in addition to 4, so turn it from 4 to 5, that's 60 million trips that you can capture in air service that is relevant. And that's where we want to play a role. So think about it, because in our second session, our team will show you with traditional methods and more innovative methods. We've analyzed hundreds of millions of trips from mobile devices where we think demand can be in regional air connectivity. That will be the second session. So I'd like to close on a question. what could be possible for you as an aviation industry if you had a product which is offering 30% lower cost per seat, which is offering an enhanced passenger experience, and even the modernity, the versatility of taking off on shorter runways than what you see today on the regional jets. That's what is relevant with a product like ATR, and our teams today will show you more about the product and the innovation we've been incrementally applying to the product, whether aircraft cabins or engines, and also an outlook on the future technologies and hybridization. And in addition, a testimony of Alex Wilcox, who will talk about why JSX is launching operations on ATR by the end of the year. And thank you for that. This is not scripted, by the way, so Alex will take a massive risk of getting you on the mic here, but be our guest and speak wholeheartedly, of course. That's what I wanted to say. So to close that, I think we have a fantastic journey ahead of us. The kind of journey which we as ATR, we want to commence. And as my daughter would say, we'd like to commence it. She says that when she wants to watch a Netflix movie, by the way. Dad, can I commence it in its entirety? Well, I'd like to commence that journey in its entirety. Thank you very much.